Everyone, and welcome to Angel Heart Radio. I'm your host today, Annette McCoy, and I thank you very, very much for being with us wherever you might be. If you'd like to go onto Angel Heart Radio Facebook page, you can join in the discussion because Rosemary, hi, Rosemary Butterworth.
Hi, everybody.
Rosemary and I are talking about joy. Joy, joy, joy. What makes you happy? It's interesting, Rosemary, because last week Marnie and I were talking about something very similar. And Marnie said that as a kinesiologist, she quite often asks her clients, what makes you happy? And it can be a real stumbling block.
Well, yesterday I was out shopping, or the other day, doesn't matter when it was, and a lady walked past me, it was only yesterday, yeah, with a T-shirt on, black T-shirt, and it had blah, blah, blah in white on this black T-shirt. That's right, I was sitting in the car. John had ducked into the store and I was waiting for him in the car. So she was going to get into the car that was parked next to me. And as she sort of came towards me to get into her car, I was laughing so much and I called out and I said, "You have given me such a moment of joy." I said, "I am laughing." And she said, "Oh, that's so delightful. I am so pleased. I love this T-shirt, And so we both shared it and she burst out laughing too. It was such a lovely moment. And then I had to put it on Facebook. And I've had some nice, reports back from it. People have enjoyed it.
Well, sharing the joy, absolutely. I filled up with petrol yesterday, Rosemary, and I walked in and paid. And then I had seen this woman standing beside the counter, and I assumed that she might have been a family member visiting the lady who was working. Anyway, as I completed my transaction, she turned to pay. And I said, "I'm so sorry. Did I push in?" And she said, No. I'm trying to sort something out. And there was an issue. And even though she was a regular customer, for some reason, it wasn't working. Anyway, I delight in using this petrol station because there's a toilet. And because I've travelled across town, yes, I need to go to the toilet. So I went off to the toilet and thought, I've got chocolates in my bag. I'm going to give them to the ladies, the cashier and this woman. Anyway, when I went back, there was another lady standing there as well. And it just so happened that it was really easy for me just to give it to the lady who obviously had a concern. And because she was looking really downcast, frustrated, whatever. Anyway, said, hope your day improves or something like that, and walked out. And she obviously had just finished. I didn't realise. She followed me out and she said, "Thank you so much for that," and whatever. And the smile on her face, the change in her demeanour was amazing. And how simple.
Isn't that wonderful? Such a simple thing. And it changed her whole day.
Yes.
Changed her whole day. That's what I find about these moments of joy. They can change your whole day, if you notice them and let it open your joy inside you, your happiness. Because when I was talking to a client and she was very negative and she was very anxious, and I said to her, "Find a moment of joy." "Oh, there's no joy in my life at the moment." And I said, "Really?" She said, No, this is wrong, that's wrong, something else is wrong. And I said, "Well, what are you doing now?" And she said, "I'm driving, I'm going to have a cup of coffee with a friend." She got out of the house, got in the car, and she was driving to meet a friend. And I said, "Well, notice when the friend comes into the restaurant and sees you and the look of joy on her face at seeing you, and the joy you have at seeing her. There's your moment of joy. Or even when you taste the coffee,
Another moment of joy.
another moment of joy. And moments of joy can change the whole day for you, like you experienced with that lady. And there's simple little things, and if we acknowledge them, that's the point, isn't it, Annette? That
Well,
we
it is.
have to acknowledge them.
Yes. Well, to notice them so that we can acknowledge them. And sometimes our life can be so frenetic, or we can be stuck in the mire, if you like. So we don't notice the beauty, the joy around us.
No, I put on Facebook this story about the lady with the blah, blah, blah on it. And also, I said, my moments of joy. Today, I took a photo of the beautiful blue irises in the pond just outside the back door have just come out, and I said, oh, that was such a moment of joy when I saw them. And then when we fed the birds on Friday, we go and do our grocery shopping, and we sit in the car outside Wallace Lake, and I take stale bread with me, and I throw breadcrumbs to the pigeons and seagulls. And these great big pelicans came up and just were outside the window, sort of thing. He was opening his mouth that wide and he was catching the bread and trying to eat it. And I said, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't got any fish for you. And so I took a photo of him. And I believe the locals call him Jack, And I said, sorry, Jack, I haven't got any fish, but he was enjoying catching the breadcrumbs. And he always beat the seagulls to it because they're very quick. They're quicker than the pigeons, I found.
They are, aren't they? Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's fascinating. I get such joy out of feeding birds, and especially throwing it up in the air and seeing them catch it is just it's wonderful. They're so clever.
I know. I'm very naughty. I buy grated cheese. And now I've got butcher birds that sit on the back of the chairs on the deck waiting for me to come to the back door. Sometimes the birds even tap on the window. Oh, come on, I'm waiting, hurry up. And I come back with a bowl of cheese and I throw it to, like you say, just get a bit of grated cheese and throw it in the air and watch them catch it. Oh, it's so quick, so good. And so the magpies have learned to catch too. So I've got 3 butcher birds and I've got 3 magpies all sitting around me. And then, of course, the lorikeets come in. And I counted the other day, I had 22 lorikeets at my feet. And I do buy proper bird seed for them and things, But they're noisy. And so John said, oh, for goodness sake, I've got to shut the doors, so he does the windows. But,
see, the birds are joyful and they know, don't they? I mean, they look out for you now.
Yes. They do. As soon as I come into the kitchen, of course, we've got full glass doors, I'm very visible. And we had king parrots this morning and they're very beautiful, red and green, And but they once John was at the kitchen window and the king parrot was on the other side and he was saying, where is she? She hasn't been out. So he was tapping on the window, But as soon as they see me, because we've got these big 8-foot, of expansive glass doors, and they can see me quite clearly, they all come in to be fed. Oh dear, it's beautiful. Gives me so much joy.
Well, it's such an easy pleasure.
Oh, it is. And another thing that gives me joy is gardening. And
yes,
I've got a lot of garden, as you know, and So what I've done, I've been going to the markets with my garden, and that gives me great big, huge amount of joy. I take the vegetables. But yesterday I was potting up. I got help. We have a worker comes here, and he I got him to throw some really good potting mix on top of the soil in the garden. And I bought a packet of country garden flowers or English country, and I just scattered the seed. Well, it's come up everywhere. So yesterday I was digging it out and separating the little plants and putting them in a tray, potting them up. And I'll take them to the markets when they get bigger. And I'm having so much fun in growing flowers in pots to take to the markets as well. But I took a big cauliflower. I only had one really big one. And I thought, I said, John, cut it with the leaves behind it. And we put it on the table for display. It sold within 2 minutes. And I asked the man who bought it, because he was going to be there. And I said, look, can leave it there until, we finish? And he said, sure, because he was selling honey. And so I could have sold it 24 times that morning. I just wish I had so many more.
Right.
It was lovely. And then we had a man up the end, because we're on the veranda of an old building. That's what the markets are, and the rest are all inside. And I'm on the veranda to help attract people to get organic vegetables and things like that. So at the end of the veranda, there's this wonderful man who used to play in Tommy Tico's orchestra, actually, and he's playing, and he's playing his saxophone and singing, and his guitar and singing again. And he played Blue Moon. Now, I love Blue Moon. So I stopped selling vegetables and got up and danced with John. Put my walking stick down. Hoped I wouldn't trip over. and dance with my husband. Oh,
Wonderful.
These moments that we all can share, and are just wonderful, aren't they?
Well, see, you had delight in dancing with John, and I'm sure you brought delight to people who watched you.
Because we're all laughing.
There is nothing better for me. Well, there's lots of things better, but I really enjoy watching a couple dancing, especially doing ballroom dancing. People who, I can remember on cruises, people take to the floor, and they can be older people, and oh my goodness, they're so light on their feet, and they enjoy dancing with each other, and they're bringing such joy to the people who have the pleasure of watching them.
Yes. Well, I must tell you something funny. The man who was playing, who was in Tommy Tico's orchestra, he was doing this as a bit of an advertisement for him to get gigs, to get jobs. And he let people know, when people said, that was good, I enjoyed that, well, you can hire him. So we were all laughing. I'd been dancing, and I said, I'd like to hire you, because he said, I do weddings and things like that, and 21st birthdays. And I said, I'd like to hire you. He said, really? What for? What's the occasion? I said, my funeral. I said, I'd love you to come and play Blue Moon. He laughed. He said, well, that's different. I've never been hired for a funeral before anyone died before.
Let's hope that's a long way off, Rosemary.
Yeah. Thank you, darling. Thank you. That's what John said. Well, that won't be for a long time. Oh, dear. It's good to laugh, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's so important.
Yeah. John said looked at the weather and, oh, it's raining again, and David mightn't come to help us because it's too wet and things like that. And I said, well, up above the clouds, the sun's shining.
That's right.
Yes. I tell you what I'd like to share with everybody, the power of sitting in the sun and bringing the sunshine, feeling it into your skin. I had a girl client who was suffering dreadfully from anxiety, and I said to her, go and do this, go and sit in the sunshine just for a couple of minutes and feel the sun touch your skin. Really feel it and allow it in. Now, each time you feel the emotion of anxiety and the thoughts racing around in your head, I said you go back to that moment of feeling the sunshine come in to your skin, to your whole body. So she did. And the next day she said to me, she texted me and she said, it works. What I found was when I let the sunshine actually into my head, it dissolved the thoughts.
Wow.
And it really, really helps my anxiety. I haven't heard from her for about 2 weeks or a week now. And she was ringing me nearly every day. Can you help me with my anxiety? You know?
Ah.
And that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Yes. So do try it, everybody. I was hoping Belinda might join us today.
Yes. Well, we can still hope.
Yes. I just thought she might have things in her life, her moments of joy. Anybody listening that have some
Yes,
different
Erin is
moments of
with us.
joy? Good.
So,
Erin.
Erin, please, and anybody else who is listening, please go over to Angel Heart Radio Facebook page and answer the question, what gives you joy? And the other one, of course, Rosemary, is how can we share joy?
Oh, that's really, really important. That's really important. It's like you change that lady's day with the chocolates. Just a moment. And when I stopped the lady getting in a car with the T-shirt on, blah, 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 you know, and she got in the car and she was laughing. You know, we change the day for other people. That's sharing the joy, isn't it? Yeah.
I know years ago, Marnie Perner used to carry smiley face stickers in her bag. And she would pop it onto the back of their hand or onto their clothing, simply hand it to them and they could do whatever they wanted to with it. Very simple things. And even to smile at somebody who is passing.
Yes, yes. Yes, I like to do that, and I feel at my age I can do that, you know. Here comes that lady again who always smiles at me. Oh, dear. And I love talking to the children. Mm-hmm.
It makes us feel better. No, whenever I'm maybe deep in thought and I'll think, what's my what face am I presenting? And so I'll smile or laugh and I can feel the difference in my body when I do that.
Yeah. I often find if my thoughts are just going through my head, they're negative. I'm thinking of what's wrong. What have I got to do next to fix? You know, look at the weeds in the garden. I've stopped looking at the flowers. Oh, look, that edging needs doing, or this needs doing, you know. And so the moment of joy brings me out of that. I had a moment of joy when I put some seeds in and they just broke the surface. And I thought, oh my God, they're up. Isn't that wonderful? I had some cucumbers up and zucchinis. And it's such a moment of joy when you see there's life. Oh, yes, look, that's worked. Isn't that wonderful? And other than that, if I don't stop to look for a moment of joy, my thoughts are very negative, you know?
Right.
Mum taught me that there's a difference between work and play. I might have mentioned this before. She said to me, get your work done, then you can play.
Right.
So you weren't supposed to enjoy work.
Yes. See, that's a common thought. Now, Erin, God bless her, has written, she's saying that I'm currently having a moment of joy. I've taken my mother-in-law to her doctor's appointment, and fortunately, the clinic is opposite the beach. So I'm waiting, sitting in the sun, looking at the crystal blue water.
Yes, that's lovely, Erin. Thank you for sharing that with us. Oh, I can feel it. That's,
So
that's
good.
But this
That,
big difference between work and play, you know, and I think you might have said before, somebody said to me that, oh, my holidays are nearly over, I've got to go back to work on Monday, you know. That means I can't enjoy life anymore. I've got to go back to work. And so I had this big thing about work and then play. So this is why if I sometimes think the gardening's work or my housework or whatever, I've got to get that done so I can play and do what I want to do. Yes.
right.
Yes. And John, so John's not like that. Everything he does, he says, I'm just playing. And which is a wonderful lesson for me to have a husband like that who plays at everything.
Well, I know people put music on, Rosemary, to do the housework. And the other day I was listening to music. I went, yes, it makes it's joyful.
Yes. I love saying to Spotify, you know, okay, Mrs. Google, would you play this for me or that for me? And sometimes it might be Vivaldi, other times it could be, Bing Crosby, you know, going back, Nat King Cole. And
Why not? We're so fortunate, aren't we, to have the music of those who have passed on.
That's right. It's wonderful to think that. And sometimes, you know, when I asked for Nat King Cole and he'll play Unforgettable, you know, with his daughter and that wonderful, technology that he'd gone and that we're able to record her singing with him after he died. I mean, isn't that incredible to be able to do that? So we're very fortunate in this age to have the technology that we have. And that's another moment of joy that we have this technology that we can be on Zoom, you know.
Now, Erin's paid us a beautiful compliment and the joy to listening to you both. Forgot to mention that. And of course, Erin, you're giving us joy by sharing with us. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Very much so, Erin. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm just breathing too. I'll just have a sip of my tea.
Fortunate to be able to sit and breathe. I used to think, Rosemary, that if I was with somebody, I needed to be speaking all the time, or there need to be conversation all the time. I can remember gorgeous Barry, my husband. I used to feel that if he turned the radio up, it was like, oh, well, there's nothing more to say. And that's not necessarily the case. But to be able, I mean, obviously not now while we're on air, but to be able to sit in comfortable silence in the company of somebody, feeling that whatever we're doing is okay. And if you're both reading, well, that's lovely. Yeah, there doesn't have to be verbal conversation all the time.
No, I hadn't thought of that, because when John knocks off for morning tea, he'll come in from the farm and we have morning tea. He very often doesn't talk. He'll just sit on the deck and look out and have a cup of tea, and I'll sit there, and we're quite comfortable with that, you know. And I hadn't thought about that. But we're very content just to be, you know, in that moment and enjoy our cup of tea. That's lovely, yes. That's another moment of joy I missed.
Yeah. Oh, well, we're having lots of fun. Lots of laughter this morning.
We definitely are, yes. And we hope that other people will stop now and think, well, what moments of joy have I had today? You know? And I was suggesting to my client, would you write down, please, 10 things, 10 moments of joy you've had today? And I'm laughing because she said, I couldn't write down 3. And I said, I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could, you know. And I mean, when we go and have our shower at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, and you feel the water on your back. It's just a beautiful moment of joy, isn't it? There's so many of them. And I think I've been busy lecturing all my life, or when I was running the Academy of Light, telling people what not to do. Like, stop thinking negative things, think positive things. Instead of, perhaps I could have been saying, feel the joy. And then that would stop you thinking negative things, you know?
Yes.
So perhaps I should write another book.
Why not? Why not? I can remember, Rosemary, when I was in the classroom and at the beginning of the year, the class would decide what were the class rules. And we were encouraged to put positive comments rather than don't run.
Yes.
Walk carefully. Because the thing is, when we use the word not, the universe quite often doesn't hear that. And our subconscious doesn't hear it either. So even when I'm writing anything, I try to put things in the affirmative rather than using the word no or not.
That is excellent. Because as parents, it's always, no, don't do that. Instead of, why don't you do it this way, you know? Yeah, that's a wonderful thing, because we're very quick at saying no, don't.
Absolutely. And I must remember that with my grandchildren, because we do oh no, watch out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a big difference to them. Yeah.
Indeed. Yes. All of
That's
these little reminders that they're only little, and to be reminded of, oh yes, I can do this a little better.
I can enjoy doing this. I can enjoy doing that. You know, what we could say, not what I have to do next, could be, what would I enjoy doing next? You know, yeah. No, I've got to get to dinner now. What could I enjoy doing? How can I enjoy cooking now? Yes.
Yes, yes. Well, I like Maureen St. Germain's saying it doesn't matter whatever the situation, I wonder what is going on. So I might be thinking on a personal level, on a family level, on a community level. Uh, it's an open question, and I wonder what is going on. And it's very interesting. Well, even if I'm not sure what to do with the next part of my day, I wonder what is going on, and then I'll be guided, or I find myself doing something.
Right. So by that, do you mean actually what is taking place at that moment? What is going on? Or
Uh,
what is happening? What
I think
is,
it's an open question to the universe.
oh, what can happen?
I wonder what is going on. So if I'm, say, if I consider that there's a problem or a challenge, and so I wonder what is going on.
Okay. I mean, I'm getting that there's something going on behind that,
Yes,
a reason for it. Right.
yes.
Yes, that you're asking. Yes. What
Mm-hmm.
is really going on? And that takes you out of your judgment of it and it makes it more open, doesn't
Yes,
it?
that's right. Yes,
Yes.
because sometimes we can have expectations,
Mm.
or I can be going down a path that might not necessarily be, even with simple things. Okay, what is going on if I'm unsure? Yeah, if I'm wanting clarity, I guess that's what I'm asking for.
Yeah. Yes. Good. Good. That's quite clear.
Oh, Erin's sharing again. Thank you, Erin. I will try doing that myself. Great reminder. In the hustle and bustle of life, I tend to say no a lot to the kids rather than working it a more positive way. Absolute wording it a more positive way. Yes. As I was saying it, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I was with my grandchildren last night and it was no. So that's my challenge.
Right. How old are your grandchildren?
The two boys I was with last night are 4.5 and 1.5. Well, they're closer to 5 and 3 and 2, but amazing. They're little energizer bunnies.
Yes. Yes.
And I help with putting them down so that my son, who is in business, can get on with the paperwork that goes with owning your own business. And anyway, Judah, the one going on for just under 2, was a bit of he was really fighting it last night, and I found that I was getting a little frustrated because I was thinking about what I was coming home to do. And then I must admit, I thought, how precious is this time? When he's old, I will value the time that I can cradle a babe in my arms or
Oh,
pat him to sleep or
yes.
whatever.
Yes.
And it's important. That's, for me, how fortunate to be able to be so close that I can see them on a regular basis and be as involved as I am. The
Oh,
joy,
it's
the
such a
joy,
blessing.
yes, and the joy of those gorgeous boys running towards me when I arrive. And I'm very fortunate because my granddaughters do the same. There's nothing like it. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
So
that's wonderful. Because I live in the country a long way away from my family and I don't see them very often. So look, I suggest you really appreciate that. And of course, at my age, my grandchildren are having children. I've got great grandchildren now. And I've got a granddaughter who's pregnant, who's due to have a baby in January. And she sent
no.
me a photo of her tummy the other day, like in slacks sort of thing, in tight pants. And I said, oh, thank you, darling. She's very proud of her 6 months old tummy. And but I wish I was there. You know, I bought her booties and I've done this and done that. But I'd love to hold her. It's a little girl she's having, and I'd love to be there to hold her. And anyway, we'd never know what the future might hold. I might be able to get down there to see her and hold the baby. It'd be lovely. It'd be a very, very special moment of joy. Yes.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yes. So it's strange at times to think that my grandchildren now have children.
Mm.
You know, wow, what happened to all those years?
Yes.
So I'm telling all our listeners, enjoy every moment because they go by so quickly.
They do.
So quickly, yes. Yes.
And you've got the added joy, of course, of watching grandchildren with children. I will never forget the moment when I saw my eldest son. He was the first to become a dad. And to see, it still gets me, to see him sitting there holding his beautiful daughter. Oh, my goodness. It was such a beautiful, beautiful, joy-filled moment. Mm.
Yes. I'm looking forward to watching my son hold his granddaughter, right? Because he's only, he's only in his early 50s, right? And he's going to be holding his granddaughter, you know, become a grandfather for the first time. And that would be a lovely moment to see that. Oh, there's so many lovely moments in our lives, really, aren't there? When we think of them.
There certainly are, yes.
So we suggest you enjoy them. Yeah.
Yeah. And when, Rosemary, you suggested to your client, you know, what moments of joy. Sometimes when we write these things down, then if we're having a darker moment, we can revisit. Or do we keep the cards that people send us? A girlfriend, actually, Kath, who you know, Rosemary, she and I went on a weekend retreat several years ago now. And at the end of it, we wrote little notes to each other. And Kath was cleaning out a day or so ago, and she found the notes. And she said it was so lovely reading people's comments. And she said for most of the people, we'd only been together that weekend. And so to get these lovely comments, and I know Sylvia Marina, who I worked with once, she would have people, you could stick notes all the time, put them, write them for people and make sure that they got them. And she said, she gave us a bag to keep them in. And she said, I suggest that you keep them and bring them out of moments when you might need a lift. And it's such a lovely idea.
It's a lovely idea. It really is, yes. Okay, I was just looking at the time. Will we do a short meditation?
I think that would be lovely.
Okay.
That's a moment of joy.
I think that might be nice too. So, everybody, get comfortable. I am getting comfortable. Feeling my feet on the floor. My body in the chair, shutting the eyes. We call upon Archangel Michael to clear away any negative energy, and Archangel Gabriel to collect all the words spoken, to create a space around us, or we may expand our consciousness as we take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. Archangel Michael, we say adamantly as we expand our consciousness, we only allow the energy of love to enter our bodies, our mind, our consciousness, nothing else. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we connect to the hearing. And listen as we breathe. Breathing in, breathing out. Listening to the furthest sound. I can hear a clock ticking. What can you hear? Perhaps birds, a rustle of leaves. Just listen. As you connect to all your senses, feeling the clothes on the skin, the air around the face, the taste in the mouth, and as you connect to your senses, the mind falls quiet, and your consciousness expands as you let go limitations of being your body, your personality. For you are much, much more. And you set yourself free to expand outside the space, the room where you are. And you begin to drift upward, expanding even more. Up above the trees now, higher and higher, drifting so freely, so free. Feels wonderful to be this free, this expanded, drifting upward, well above the clouds now, higher and higher. I think I can hear angels sing as we drift higher and higher, out in space now. Beautiful colours in space. It's like the northern lights, beautiful greens. And we're still expanding. We seem to be as vast as an ocean, so vast, part of everything. No separation here. We're part of the universe. So much love. so much joy. Being part of a universe of love. Everything comes from love, including us. We're so free, free to be who we are. Limitless, part of everything that is. Feeling so complete, so filled with joy. And we can feel the rays of our sun out here in space. Our sun is a beautiful star out here in space. There are other stars, and we can feel their energy too. So much joy. Releasing so much happiness in our consciousness. And we know we want to share this now with others. So we start our descent back to the earth, slowly, slowly coming down, filled with joy and happiness to share with others, to tell them that they are loved. They are loved. They are so supported. And gently, slowly, we drift back down, coming down now. We can see the earth below us. Coming back down, we see the oceans. Now we see the trees. Ah, yes. And there's our place. There's our human body. And our consciousness comes back down into our body, filling it with the joy and happiness and love that's brought down with it. Feel this joy awaken every cell in our body. Every cell in our body feels this happiness flowing through it. As this beautiful energy flows down, and the desire to share this energy helps us flow it down our legs and to give it to the earth, to everyone on earth, to everything on earth. And this beautiful energy, joy, flows down and out our feet into the earth. It's so golden. And then it sparkles also. You can see sparkles in it, like it's diamond light. It's flowing down into the earth. And Mother Earth receives it with gratitude and sends it to people and to places, to animals, to everything that needs this joy, this happiness. It's amazing the difference it's making. And she sends back her gratitude to us, and we accept it. The love of Mother Earth. And I can feel it coming up our feet, into our legs, this golden light, this gratitude of Mother Earth. Gratitude for the joy that we've just given her. Gratitude comes up our bodies, up our spine, bringing with it strength. And knowing that we're supported and loved, and all our needs will be met. And this gratitude comes up and cascades out the top of our head through the soul star chakra and flows around us, forming a golden sphere of light that protects us, gives us strength and support and love. Feeling peaceful, feeling the joy of this moment. Of knowing that every cell in our body is filled with joy. We've unlocked the happiness within. And it's flowing freely through our body. Moments of joy. Are wonderful. We will value them forever. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Grounding yourself. Grounding yourself by feeling your feet on the floor. Gently coming back to the room. Feeling your fingers and your toes. Oh.
Oh, Rosemary, you have such a gift.
Oh, Sai Baba helps me. I asked him to give me the words because I never know what I'm going to say. And I said to him, please give me the words for the meditation today. And I don't know about you, but I went so far away. So deep.
Indeed, those beautiful angels. I can still see them all around.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
And I like the way too that you we're considering Mother Earth.
Yes, to share the joy with the earth. Yeah.
Oh, well, now you set us all up for the rest of the day. Just beautiful.
Well, I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for having me on today.
Well, Rosemary, you know that we always enjoy having you. It's just wonderful. So,
That was lovely. Thank you.
thank you. And thanks to everybody, thanks to our audience. May I remind you that these shows should never replace your legal, medical, nor professional advice, nor your own sound judgment. We trust that you have enjoyed today, and may you feel the joy, live in gratitude, and share the love, because that's what this world needs now.
Yes.
Thank you all very, very much, especially to the lovely Erin who shared with us and helped make the show what it was. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Rosemary.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Till we meet again.
Till we meet.